Concerts usually give you one chance. There's no do-overs. And I do both video and photo, and here are my steps to never miss a moment. So if you're carrying one body, doing both photo and video, here's the exact workflow I use at every show.
When you got it like
So first step is getting the set list beforehand. Being able to build the story off of the songs that the band is about to play is going to help you tremendously, especially when you only have 20-30 minute set if it's an opening act. So you're going to look for walk-on, solos, a bow, confetti, fireworks, anything that is going to be an epic moment in video. Now, on top of knowing these special moments that are going to look great on video, you want to have the deliverables talked about beforehand. What videos do they want vertical versus horizontal? Are they going to want raw video? Or is it going to be an edited recap? For me personally, I don't give out any of my raw footage, and I tell artists this exact thing. Imagine if somebody got a hold of your unmastered song. It's very raw, it's a demo, it's not finished. And then you just throw a filter on it, made it sound like a robot, and then put it out in the world. Same thing as giving raw footage out to artists to use. They can just put on some Instagram filter and then say, hey, thanks to so-and-so for filming this, and it's gonna look like garbage. You're gonna wanna walk through the stage, the venue, the house, and you wanna pick out different spots. Luckily for me, this is a really big photo pit. So I'm gonna be all over this photo pit, but also on stage, running around, and also front of house. So I never hit record until I know these 3 spots in particular that I'm going to hit. Obviously, there's going to be more spots than in front of stage, on stage, and front of house. But these are going to be the 3 main ones that you want to hit. And while you're in these spots, 15 seconds of video, 7 photos, move on. Unless it's a great spot and there's not a lot of fans around, then do whatever feels right. And that's the most important thing. You gotta do what feels right. And that gets me to rule number 2. You gotta use your feeling. You gotta know what feels right for video versus photo. This is why you should have a set list and ask for deliverables with the band before you guys get on stage. So for video, you wanna choose when the moment moves. So walk on energy, crowd wave, guitar solo, a jump, a drop, hugging the crowd, anything where the movement moves. Now for photos, I choose when the moment peaks and it holds. So the end of the guitar solo when they hit a high note. So when you're behind the crowd and you're getting that eye contact with the lead singer, looking out into the distance, maybe even looking at you. But also look for backlit profiles, a guitar being held up, anything that's going to tell the story without movement. Hands, boots, something that sells the story that this show was about. Is there a sign in the stage that says, hey, your music saved my life? Or maybe it's a quote from the lyrics. Anything you can lock as a poster. So at each position, go motion first. 10 to 12 seconds, maybe even longer if you're aware of the song and what's about to happen, and then do 6 to 12 photos. And now you do this at every spot just in case you're not able to get back there. There's sometimes when the crowd is kind of empty at first. Then later in the show, you try going back to that same spot, and now it's filled with people that came in late. Especially if you're an opener, you're gonna have those empty spots get filled in when more people come in later to see the main act. And so you want to have a song map. So song 1, you want to walk up behind them on stage, get the crowd's reaction as they come out, and film that all vertical. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want it all horizontal because they want to do a YouTube video, or they want an EPK that they can send out to booking agents. And that's why I also shoot horizontal, because you can make it vertical later. Vertical's vertical forever. And then maybe song 2, it's not a great video song. Maybe it's a slower song, but you're going to get those great photos because they're not moving around so much. And in dark lighting, you can turn that shutter speed down a little bit to brighten up the subject. Rule number 3, you want to be able to separate your settings for your video and your photos. So for my LUMIX, you go to gear, you go to image quality, create a video, combine set. That's how you separate your settings for photo and video, because you want to have different ISO, you want to have different shutter or f-stop for a photo compared to video, because photos are always going to need more light. They're capturing a still image. Rule number 4, it's going to be dual memory card recording. So you want to have motion on one, so video slot card 1, and then photo on slot card 2. This way, when you're editing later, you're not trying to separate video and photo. You can just drag everything from memory card 1 into one folder, everything from memory card 2 into a second folder. That way, when you're uploading to your nonlinear editing for video, you have everything all separated. So when you go to Lightroom or Photoshop, you have all the photo raws and the other. Rule number 5, want to get movement before you move. So the crowd shifts, aisles close, and security changes. So you want to be able to get everything before you move to a different spot. Just in case, I've talked about this already, I'm going to bring it up again because it's that important. So at each new spot, capture both formats before you leave. So front of house, the wide shot, the full crowd, the full stage, everything, right? 10 to 12 seconds of video, 3 to 5 photos of the crowd. Unless you know a cool solo is coming up, then let that burst fly. It's only hurting you later when you're editing, but pick 1 or 2 out of the 40 photos you get, you're golden. So when you're in the pit, you get those hero shots. You're down this angle right here. So you want to get those as well. Make them really look like a hero. Make them look like a star. So again, 10 seconds, then get 5 to 10 photos, move on, especially if there's a lot of other people in the photo pit. Unless you're working for the band directly, then get in all their shots. You're the king. I'm joking. Don't be that person. And then you want to get side details. You want to get the band doing sound check, all the little detail shots. Again, this all depends on what the band is looking for. I know some bands, they want nice, simple edits. They don't want flashy things. They don't want overlays. They don't want transitions. So it depends, again, what the deliverables are. With the Louis Lee show, I'll get a little bit of detail shots of the keys to add the drums, load in. Like right now, I'm about to go and get just the back of people's shirts that say crew. If the pit is full, shoot over shoulders for scale. Go to the back, get that photo. Make it wide. Let the audience that's seeing this later on TikTok or Instagram or whatever see the full size of the band. This goes both for video and photo. Let the people viewing these photos and video later see the massive size of the audience. You want to get full wide of video and photos from behind the crowd if it's packed. It's going to look electric. Now, if the room is thin, you want to shoot low, you want to shoot tight. You want to sell the energy. Even though the show might not be sold out and might not be packed, you still want to make it seem like a lot of people are there. And a lot of times with some venues, people come in groups. So there could be 10 people over here. There could be 10 people over here. They're all in their little groups. So the floor looks empty, even though there might be 150, 200 people in a 300 room venue. Rule number 6, exposure discipline. You want to protect the skin tone and readable signs. As you can see now, there's a little bit of a bright light on me, and I have the ND filter pretty low, but look how washed out I look right now. You want to protect the facial skin of the artist you're shooting. You can let the highlights clip a little bit, but you want to have that detail there. And one of the big things is you don't want to underexpose dark stages. It's dark enough as it is. Overexpose, fix the noise later. I always recommend Neat Video noise reduction. It is the greatest $150 I've ever spent. I put it on almost every clip. As long as it's inside, I'll throw that on. It is a game changer. But you don't want to overexpose either, because once that detail is gone, it is gone, which is also another reason you want to shoot in log, because you're gonna protect yourself a little bit in those highlights, in those shadows, protecting the detail for editing later. Rule number 7, protect your focus in strobe lights. So I always use autofocus when I'm shooting, when I'm targeting Louis or David James on the guitar. When I'm targeting a single person, I will keep autofocus on. However, I will go manual when I'm facing the crowd, because then the tracker is hunting all over the place, picking out all these different faces. Also, I will turn back to manual focus when the strobes start going. When the strobes start going, the camera gets very confused about what it's trying to track, because it keeps getting flashed, it keeps going back to dark, back to light, and it's just easier to do it manually to protect the focus during these strobes, and that's gonna help you get way better video and way better photos. It works both ways. All these tips go both ways. Now, again, for wide shots, I will go manual. I don't want it going all over the place. I don't want it hunting and trying to track every different face, autofocus, turn it manual when the strobes are going, turn it manual when there's a lot of people you're trying to get. And even when the conditions are perfect and I'm facing just one person and trying to target just the lead singer, sometimes it gets confused if the lead singer turns its head. Now it's going over to the guitar player because that's the face it recognizes. And again, this all depends on your specific camera, what your camera does, how your camera's autofocus goes. These are just basic tips to get you started. Rule number 8, orientation plan ahead. So decide by the song with the artist what is going to be vertical, what is going to be horizontal. Did they just say, here, record and make a recap? Do everything in horizontal. You can make it vertical later. And then if they ask later, they can also use it for YouTube. They can use it for the website. Now, when I work with Jason Cross, they specifically ask 3 to 4 songs, vertical only. So I do that, full songs vertical. But that's because that is what the deliverables they expect. I will take a photo of the set list, make it my wallpaper, and I will have a line like, this is what they want vertical, this is what they want, and I do photos and horizontal video in between. Rule number 9, the solo worker edge. I'm about to tell you how you can get the edge around teams that have a photo guy and a video guy, or people that just have a camera dedicated for photo and a camera dedicated for video. 3, 12, 6, 1, all right? Remember that, 3, 12, 6, 1. 3 positions, minimum. Wide, hero, detail. 12 seconds of video at each of those spots. You gotta really feel it. This is one big thing. People just want the cheat sheet. I'm like, what should I be doing photos and videos of? You really gotta feel it. You gotta know the band you're working with. You gotta know their songs, when the cool things are coming, when the solo is coming. You gotta have these conversations beforehand to have the best success you can. 6 stills at each spot. Basically memory shots. What are people gonna be remembering in their brain? That time the lead singer took a bow. That one time the guitar player, I don't know, booped a fan in the nose or threw their socks out. Things that people are going to remember. You want that on photos. One transition. Get that one transition shot before you move. Whether it's a door, whether it's a wristband, whether it's the hat of the artist you're working for, whether it's the lights, the signage around from that area, something that you can overlay to make a nice transition to the next shot. Following this, you're gonna out-deliver larger crews that are hiring 2+ people to do photos and video. And splitting the memory card is gonna allow you to get the footage and video out sooner than these bigger crews. Motion for the feel, photos for the poster. All right, if you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like, a comment about what I did wrong, because I'm sure there's tons people are gonna argue about. Go ahead and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next videos. We're about to shoot Louis Lee opening up for Uncle Kracker. It's gonna be a good night. A little bit cold, but I'll see you soon.